So let's talk about a huge shift that's happening right now in the tech world. We're going to dive into how AI is completely reshaping the role of the IT support specialist. And look, this isn't a story about people being replaced, not at all. It's a story about evolution, and it's happening a lot faster than you might think.
All right, first things first, a quick note on where this information comes from. This explainer is part of a series that's breaking down the job responsibilities for different IT roles as companies start bringing in AI. We're also going to look at the specific skills you'll need to develop. Now, all of this is based on a really detailed report from Virtualization Options LLC, which, trust me, goes into way more detail than we can cover here. And that brings us to the big question, right? Is AI just going to make the whole IT help desk obsolete? Is that support specialist role just going away? Well, the truth is a lot more complicated, and honestly, a lot more exciting than a simple yes or no. To really get a handle on where we're going, we first have to ground ourselves in where we've been. So let's set the stage with the role we all know, the traditional IT support specialist. For decades, the IT specialist has been the hero on the front lines, right? Reacting to tickets, putting out fires, handling pretty much everything from a forgotten password to setting up a new laptop. This whole model was built on reacting to problems, and for a long time, it was the absolute backbone of corporate IT. And to be really good at that job, it's always been about this special blend of skills. You had to know your tech, you had to be a methodical problem solver, and you had to be a great communicator. You were basically the translator between the complex machines and the people using them. And that skill, by the way, is about to become more important than ever. But now, here comes AI. And it's not just another tool in the toolbox. It's this massive force that is completely flipping the script, transforming that reactive firefighter into, get this, a proactive strategist. And here's the first huge shift. In the past, you'd wait for a user's laptop to slow down and for them to file a ticket. But now, AI systems are watching everything 24/7, looking for patterns that scream failure is imminent. This means the specialist can jump in and fix the problem before the user even knows something is wrong. That is a total game changer. The next big transformation is about who or what is doing the work. All that repetitive stuff like resetting passwords or installing standard software, that's now being handled by smart automation. So the specialist's role gets elevated. You're no longer the one doing the task. You're the one managing the automated system that does it. You're the overseer. So when you take away the routine stuff, this whole new world of strategic work opens up. Now, specialists are monitoring how well the AI is performing, making sure the data it learns from is clean, watching out for bias, and even working side by side with the AI development teams. This isn't just support anymore. This is high-level, brain-powered work. And naturally, when the job changes this much, the way you measure success has to change too. It's no longer about how many tickets did you close an hour. Instead, the things that matter are the automation success rate, or the AI containment rate, which is just a fancy way of saying how many problems did the AI solve all by itself. Success is now measured by strategic impact, not just speed. Okay, so to do all this cool new stuff, you're going to need some new skills. It just makes sense. So let's break down what you need in your toolkit to really thrive in this new landscape. Now, this is really critical to understand. Your old skills aren't being thrown out. They're just leveling up. That systematic troubleshooting skill, it evolves into strategic problem solving for the really gnarly issues AI can't touch. Following a process, that becomes managing the entire automation workflow. And user training, that transforms into change management, helping the whole company adapt to these new AI tools. This all sounds fantastic, right? But the big question is, how do you actually get there? Well, the report gives us a really clear step-by-step framework to build these new skills. Think of it as your personal roadmap. The key here is that this isn't a one-and-done webinar. It's a journey. You start by figuring out where your skills are now versus where they need to be. Then you build a foundation. Learn the basics of AI. From there, you get your hands dirty with the actual tools. Then you master the data side of things. And finally, number 5, and this is maybe the most important, you commit to always be learning because this technology is never, ever going to stand still. Look, if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this quote right from the report. AI doesn't replace technical support specialists. It elevates them.
It takes over the boring, repetitive tasks to free up brilliant human minds for more complex, more creative, and more strategic work.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. This change isn't a possibility anymore. It's a reality. It's here. The real question for every single IT professional out there isn't if your job is going to change, it's how are you going to step up and shape that change for yourself. The opportunity to redefine your career, well, it's right there for the taking.